Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods.
AKA two guys not named Ruth, but two guys who are always seeking the truth.
There we go. AKA here we're going to do. AKA brothers doing one story now, deciphering the dumb of how these idiots seem to vow that what they're doing is allowed. And I think we might have done that, but that was Charlie Shulman. Let's get it out there again. I love it.
Okay, so here we are on the 12th, our birthday, and we're recording this episode for the 21st. So
next Thursday.
The world could have ended yesterday.
Right. That was supposed to be the inauguration. The fact that this is getting out to you means that there is still some semblance of a world, but there may not be one. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part.
Right. Here we are. Hopefully you're consuming this, which means that there's some belief that the world will survive.
We hope. But we don't know. And that's the problem with recording so far out in advance, but we have to do this if we want to get you guys content, and I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's
Now,
get into the story.
Let's get into the story. I'm a big believer that once someone is buried, that's it.
Yeah, that's the end, right?
Leave them there. I don't love the idea, even if they're in your own family, that you don't exhume. I just don't think you exhume. I mean, if you're solving a crime, yes. But like you just, no matter how much the word exhume is an amazing word.
I love that word.
Don't you love that word? It's one of the best words in our language.
Well, it feels like the act of what it's onomatopoeic. It feels like the thing that you're doing.
Let me ask you this, Jay.
Exhuming it.
Right. How much of a better movie would Waiting to Exhale have been if it was Waiting to Exhume? He tries to have a relationship with a dead Angela Bassett's spirit.
Yes.
And he's just waiting for the right time to dig her up and make it physical, waiting to exhume.
Now, is she trying to get her groove back in any way?
No, that's a different movie.
Okay.
That's a different movie.
All right.
For real, though, robbing graves is one of the stupidest and worst things that you can do.
Yeah, especially if it's someone you're not related to.
As was done in this next story, get ready to meet people, two dudes that you will absolutely hate.
And then get ready for us to eviscerate them.
Okay. Mount Dora, Florida. Hey.
Mount Dora.
We
did it.
The Explorer. Two men are behind bars, thank God, after what deputies say was grave robbery for ritualistic purposes, targeting veterans' burial sites because the spirit, according to them, is much stronger in a hero.
Okay. Think of the worst person you know.
I want you to do that.
Think of the worst person you've ever met in your town.
The worst person that you've ever been told of in your the worst
person you've ever
member.
had an argument. The worst moment that you've ever someone who's hit you with their car and driven away. And
even the dumbasses
worst.
who stormed the Capitol. And whoever did violence, and I'm assuming there was violence yesterday, even though we're recording this from before this is going to happen.
There would be a portion of those people who would be like, I wouldn't rob someone's grave.
I can't rob a grave.
That's a line
As much as I want to destroy American democracy, I can't go in and dig up a dead person for something.
So we're dealing with the worst of the worst, and on top of it, they're also stupid.
So veterans have stronger spirits. Heroes have stronger spirits.
So now you believe in spirits. Okay.
If you do believe in spirits...
Wouldn't you believe they'd be getting pissed at you if you start digging them up from the ground?
Won't they start haunting you if you dig up a dead person and disrupt their final resting place? They're going to start haunting you.
You're begging to be haunted.
All right? So how is this helping you? Again, if you believe that the spirit is strong...
If you believe in them enough to say, I need to exhume some strong spirit action...
To mess with their graves, they're coming after you, buddy.
That's almost like saying there's fraud in some states' elections, but not in all the
elections. Not in my
elections.
election, but in the presidential election. You can't have it both ways. And this is the way I describe that fraud, that whole thing about fraud and the whole thing about the way they're writing the rules here. It's like when we were kids and we were in a car and we said, everyone on the highway right now is in a race with us, but they stop being in the race with us once they pass us.
Yeah, as soon as they pass us up, they're out of the race.
They're out of the race.
Then there's no way you can lose.
The men, 43-year-old Brian Montalvo Tolentino. Montalvo Tolentino. And 39-year-old Juan Burgos Lopez were arrested in Polk County after deputies said they broke into separate graves.
4 separate graves, to be honest.
4 of them, and took body parts from each person. I hate
39 and 43.
I'm going to go ahead and say that both of them are currently single.
Wow,
maybe one of them is not paying child support.
Yeah. Oh, this weekend? Yeah, can't take the kids.
You can't take the kids this weekend. Why can't
I know.
you?
Well, I'm supposed to be robbing some graves. So with my buddy Juan, veterans graves. They're bigger hero spirits. I don't need to get into it with you. You can take the kids though, right?
So next weekend you'll take the kids.
You're
not going to take them next weekend either.
Lightly pencil that in because
what are you doing? What are you doing next weekend?
I'm robbing graves from a different graveyard. Yeah.
During a news conference on Friday, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd,
which is
we'll get into that.
That is who that. Yeah,
right. Said the detectives served a search warrant at Lopez's home where they found a shed with a religious shrine and 7 skulls.
7 skulls.
All right, let's get back
Grady Judd. Let's go into his name.
Sounds like he owns a magazine that shows women over 70 shows their breasts, right? Topless.
Grady Judds.
He's like the father of a country music band that didn't make it. These are the
the Judds.
They were the Judd sisters, but these are the Judds, and it's all dudes.
But were the Judds buxom singers?
They weren't.
They weren't. But
they would be the Jugs. But these are the Judds. I would love to see a family of Jugs. That's their name. Huge boobs, and they all play the. They all play the jug.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be just 6 women, no instruments? It's all a cappella, except they all play the different size jugs, and they have huge breasts.
That's going to happen.
Grady Judd makes his own toilet wine. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to just tell you things about Grady Judd that we don't know, but we assume to be true.
Grady Judd thinks some vacuums have the spirit of the devil in them.
Okay.
Not just dirt devils. They have the spirit of the devil in them.
Grady Judd believes in many forms of voodoo.
Grady Judd doesn't always show up in photographs.
Also, by the way, 7 Skulls sounds like a biker strip club up in Sturgis.
2 for one night at 7 Skulls.
We got Amber on the main stage.
Chelsea on the bar.
We serve lots of search warrants, he said, Grady Judd. But for the first time that I'm aware of, we found what we found was a Palo Mayombe shrine, Judd said, of the ritualistic altar. In fact,
the fact that he knew that.
Is that impressive?
I think it is.
Judd's got some knowledge up in this piece.
I guess you never want to open up a shed and find skeleton parts.
Yeah, these guys literally have skeletons. It's like skeletons in the closet and then skulls in the shed.
So I guess there's relief somehow in them that like these aren't fresh skeletons. Like that these are
people they killed. They're just people.
They found. Right. So like
they're not going to solve any cold cases here,
correct.
But they are going to just bust these guys. To me, I think that's worse than skeletons in the closet.
Skeletons in the shed
or skulls in the shed.
Skulls in the shed.
Don't start dating this guy.
He's got a lot of skulls in his shed.
Got a lot of skulls in his shed. Before the men vandalized the gravesites, Judd said they drank Bacardi rum and spit it on the ground. They would smoke a cigar and then exhale the smoke, waiting to exhume.
By the way, who is telling the police this is happening? Like this is like way too much details that isn't related to the actual digging up.
And by the way, these aren't 1,000-year-old rituals.
Like Bacardi rum is like, I don't know, how old is it? 100 years old even at the most?
You know the ancient ritual of doing a gorilla fart shot and then defiling a grave, grabbing a skull,
we've been
smoking
doing it for
a cigar, driving away. All right.
It's as old as the ancient Mayan calendar itself.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to tell you what happened with these 2 freaking idiots.
And the spirits that got in them.
The spirits that got up in them. This is Sklar Country, the Virus Edition. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is Thursday. I'm hoping our society is still together. I don't know though.
We're a week out. We're over a week out. I guess.
We're recording this over a week ahead of time, and on our birthday, no less. But
we don't want a medal or an award. We just want your appreciation.
I pray that everything is okay with our country. Although we're sitting here right now and we don't know. That's like there's a time.
But if
capsule.
the world is okay, get your tickets for our live Dumb People Town
February 27th.
Saturday, February. Jack Black is going to be on the show.
JB. Jack Black and Open Mike Eagle is the musical entertainment. Open Mike Eagle put out an album last year that is incredible.
Unreal. He's going to rap our theme song.
Hey, bro. Open Mike Eagle, bro.
Eagle, bro.
Hey, bro. So, so he's gonna be there. They're gonna be there. Eventbrite.com, live Dumb People Town. Get your tickets now. This thing is going to sell out. We may extend some more tickets, but do it now because they're already selling.
Fill it up. It's going to be a killer show.
When we left, we talked about
guys who exhumed body parts from
of veterans so that they could, because they believed
the hero spirit inside of them
and build an altar, and they wanted skulls.
So what was the purpose? Why were they trying to do this, man?
The purpose that these guys claimed they were doing this was to protect them from the spirits. Judd said, well, wait a minute. Aren't you disrupting certain spirits to protect them? You're stealing.
So you're spitting Bacardi in the general direction of the spirits that you're going to be bothering and pulling up into the world.
And I would say, what if the smell of cigars turns them off? Remember, these are veteran spirits. Hero strength. Okay?
They hate it when you spit alcohol in them in their general vicinity. This
is all checking out, guys. 3 of the 4 tombs raided belong to members of the armed forces. Like, could you have picked worse people to go after?
Yeah.
Like, not everybody loves the military, but everybody loves the troops.
Yeah, we all support the troops.
So you're going to now go after them. 2 of them were army fighting in the Korean War and World War I, while the other was a Marine still wearing his uniform. Yeah. So really, go after a guy in uniform in the ground. I feel like the military should be able to take shots at these guys. Is this firing squad offense?
This is court-martial appropriate, I think.
Firing squad.
Yeah.
We should bring back the firing squad.
Please. Yes. Agreed.
Then when these 2 idiots are buried, someone can go in, dig them out, take the skulls out, and put them in a shed somewhere, right?
Dig them up.
Put them in a shed at West Point. It's like turnabout is fair play.
Put them in a shed.
When asked about why a hero's grave, Lopez said, because the spirit is much stronger in a hero than in a normal person. To me, wasn't this an old Kenny Loggins song?
Mm-hmm. Danny's song?
That's just scientific. I would press these guys on how they know. How do they know? How do you know it's more stronger?
Yeah, what are you citing?
What's the scientific proof that you can give? And just keep asking them.
What are you citing is not a hard question to answer. What are you citing, bro?
Make them sound like a 6-year-old who's trying to explain to their parents that Pokemon is real.
What are you citing, bro?
How are you? Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Also, when you have the skull of a hero, the spirit is not only stronger, but it can protect you from evil. You mean evil like you? This not protecting anybody from evil.
You're the evil. You're disrupting this world. You should not be here doing this.
You mean protect you and your family from people who would steal from your family's graves? Because that would be useful if the skulls could do that.
This is awful.
The first person was not in an armed forces, but was a caregiver. Oh, great. So a sweet soul. You went after someone like that.
Someone who literally deserves to rest in peace.
Was giving and caring, and they just want to rest in peace. Why not desecrate this person's final rest? Take her down a peg in the afterlife, right?
Teach her to never give a person who can't walk a sponge bath ever again.
How dare she feed someone soup and then lovingly wipe it off their mouth with a napkin?
The audacity.
Right?
The sheer audacity of that move.
Get her skull. When Lopez was questioned, Judd said he referred to the cemeteries as holy sites and shopping centers. You know what? You deserve to be slapped open-handed backwards and forwards right there.
Shopping centers?
When you put him in jail, and you will put him in jail.
Yes, he'll go to jail.
Just go up to the biggest inmate you can find and tell him that this guy said you're a bitch.
Have at him.
Right?
Have at him.
He considers the cemetery shopping centers. We didn't say that. He did. I love that Judd is like, hey,
I got to distance
this on
myself. I can't have the magazine going down because of this.
I got too many other things I'm trying to get done.
Too many irons in the fire.
That's right. He said he complained that in the United States it's difficult getting human remains to practice his religion. Should be more difficult.
Yeah.
It should not be an easy thing to do. As difficult as you think it is to get human remains.
What's the hardest thing you can do right now?
It's too easy. I'm just going to say this. As difficult as these guys, as Lopez and whatever the guy's name thinks it is to get human remains, it's too easy.
Way too. Like, it should be as hard to get human remains as it is to get Beck Midnight Vultures on vinyl.
Which I got to say this. If anybody knows how to get Beck
Please
Midnight Vultures, Crispin Cott, if you're out there, if you know anyone who's got a copy of it, I will do anything to get it on vinyl. Beck Midnight Vultures hasn't been released. I think the master's burned down in a fire at Capitol Records or wherever it is. All right? Both men were booked in the Polk County Jail on their Lake County warrants. The charges include 4 counts each of disturbing contents of a grave and abuse of a dead body, and 1 count of disturbing contents of a grave.
How about just being disturbing? Like, what you're doing is disturbing.
That's right. How about breaking and entering? Theft, trespassing, assault, stupidity. Can we get him on a stupidity charge?
Please. That's a felony.
Crimes against the military, an inability to understand how death works. Additionally, Burgos was charged with buying, selling, and trafficking dead bodies. What's the penalty for that? Because Jonathan Silverman, Andrew McCarthy have got some hell to pay right now.
For what they did to Bernie?
That weekend.
Yeah.
Watch out. You can't condemn it in tough enough words, Judd explained. And Judd would know. He presided over 15 corpse weddings. He's Judd.
Yeah.
He's just Judd.
He also studs armadillos.
This is Judd. That's how we do it.
This guy does.
And we love you guys. And that is a show.
There
That's
you go.
Judd. And that's a show. That's how we do. Stay connected. Stay protected. Don't get infected.
This is not a hoax.
We love you guys, but we got the jokes. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.